Just coming off bye week, got a big challenge ahead of us with North Carolina coming in. Um, Guys got some downtime. I think we needed that to recover. It's been kind of a hard week around with things that happened off the field, but I think the guys are ready to get back working today.
Coach, and I said it was a hard week. I know there was a release about Coach Shawn Clark. I know you probably can't add much more to that, but just how is the team handling that, and where do you go from here from an offensive line standpoint? I know that's a tough question in light of everything that happened.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Just unfortunate medical event that happened with him, and I can't say enough good about him. You enjoy this sport and you want to do it with people you like and care about, and there's not very many guys I've ever been around that I enjoy being around as much as Coach Clark. Not just a great coach, but just a really good man. He's doing okay. He's in stable condition, and thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, Janelle and the kids. We're going to kind of move forward. We're going to bring another guy in just to help. Alex Ferrari was his hand-picked assistant, Coach Clark's assistant, and he's been with us this whole time and knows the scheme and has a good rapport with the kids. And we're going to try to bring a veteran guy in here to help him and help us as long as we need to have someone, hopefully before Coach Clark's return. It's been hard on the staff and hard on the kids, particularly the O-linemen, but we need to fight for him.
Scott, along those lines, what did you say to the offensive linemen? This is a family for them, and this is losing the top guy. I mean, what was kind of your message to them going into this week? You got to focus on football, unfortunately, when you get down to it. But what was kind of your message to them?
To be honest, I haven't had a meeting with just the O-line yet, and I probably will today. I spent some time at the hospital, and it was kind of a broken week with bye week anyway. But life happens, and the best way we can show respect to him is go out and practice and play as hard as we can. And things like this put football into perspective. Football, we love it, and it's what we do, and we spend a lot of time at it. There's bigger things happening in life, and the best way we can honor Coach is to go do the best we can.
We hope to take the week and learn about your next opponent, but a tragic event happens like this. How hard is it navigating it? As a coach, trying to balance their emotions, myself preparing for the next year.
We were going to practice. We're going to be on the field 3 times last week. We ended up being on the field twice. We're going to have 2 really hard practices to try to get better at some fundamental basic things that I think we need to improve at, and kind of have a walkthrough for our next opponent. We got the 2 practices in. We just missed a walkthrough day because of what happened. The kids are in a good spot. We worked them hard in camp, and they needed a little time off. So we just got to make sure we're not rusty coming off a couple days off, and we get to work to try to earn it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Has Cam Fancher been cleared to play?
Cam's cleared to practice. I don't know how close he is to 100% yet.
And what does that mean for starting quarterback?
We'll figure that out as the week goes along.
Coach, with a big game like UNC coming in, obviously a week off, how do you kind of knock that rust off to make sure, it's not a trap game for them, especially in front of the home crowd?
Well, it's not a trap game. We're going to have to earn everything we get this year. We haven't done much yet. We've won 2 games, and this is our next challenge, but our guys are excited to get back out there and play, and for us to give ourselves a chance in this game, we got to have some really good practices the next few days.
Obviously, you played for Bill Belichick in New York. How would you describe that experience, and how did it maybe shape the way you approached your coaching career?
Yeah, I was with Bill for 2 years. I can't say enough about how intelligent he is and how much football he knows. And that was before he went on a run as a head coach. So a tremendous amount of respect for what he's accomplished in the game.
What are the challenges that a Bill Belichick defense kind of presents, and stuff that you've seen on film this year for the Tigers?
Well, I haven't played for him. He's going to try to take away what you do best in every game. It's going to look a little different in every game, and because of that, I think we need to be ready against multiple things and be ready to adjust during the game.
What do you remember from your playing days from Coach Belichick back then, 20 plus years ago? What do you remember about him and just kind of what he was like?
Just how smart he was. it was a really good staff. It was him and Mangini and Crow and Romeo Cornell, and don't want to leave anyone out, but it was a really good defensive staff, and you can't help but learn a lot when you're around those type of guys.
Maybe this is just fan perception, but it always feels like maybe some of the college game kind of floated up to the NFL. How has the NFL game kind of floated back down to the college game now, especially with Coach Belichick, your experience in the NFL kind of coming down to the college game?
I'd say NFL and college are more similar now than they've ever been. I think there's some college things that have leaked up to the NFL and NFL things that have come down, and no play or defense or anything's a secret anymore because everybody sees it on a weekly basis, and that just means you have to do what the basics and the fundamentals well.
Obviously, it's going to be a nationally televised game. Is there a different energy? Did you say maybe there's a chance to stay a game for you guys?
No, we're not putting anything more into it than it's just our next test. And I hope our kids see it that way. I think they do. I think they're on a very similar trajectory to us. Anytime you have a new coach in this era right now, the way college football is, you're rebuilding completely. I watched one of their games. They said they had 70 new players. We have 69 new players. It takes a while to get all those players playing together and to the level of your expectations. And I think we're on a similar path to them with similarly new players and new teams.
Scott, this is a big game on a national stage. What would this mean for the team to get a win and to start 3-0 going into the season?
It's just another game for us. We had two non-conference games to start, and got a good battle in the first one, and found a way to get that one done, and got a big win in the second one against a team that we should have probably beat. Every game from here on out is going to be a battle. There's good teams in our league. This is a team that's going to continue to getting better, so we got to go earn it every week.
Coach, after having a couple games and a few weeks to kind of look at the film, what are some things that you're hoping to see a little bit better in this third game, and what are some things you actually feel like the team has done well so far leading up to this game?
We've done a lot of good things at times, and it hasn't been consistent enough. So more than anything, I want to see technique fundamentals and see it more consistently.
How have you noticed the wide receivers evolve over 2 games?
Yeah, the receivers were a young group. I got Speedy back here. He played about as much as anybody on our team coming into the year. You can get guys ready to some degree, but you don't really have experience, so you've played in some games, and I think every chance those guys get to go out there, they're going to get a little bit better.
Coach, you mentioned both teams kind of in a rebuilding mode, but do you feel that this week will kind of give you the best evaluation of where you guys are at right now?
No, again, I'm not going to put any more on this week than I'm going to Kansas State the week after that, or Kansas 2 weeks after that. We got to go out and earn this one, and our focus is primarily on this one. They're going to be hungry and coming in here. I know our team's hungry. It's going to be a good game. We're going to do our best to win that one, and then after that, we'll look forward to the rest of it.
You said a few weeks ago that David Jackson might be the kind of QB that maybe he benefits when you light a fire underneath. And now that I know Cam has been out for a little while with the injury, just long term, the last few weeks, what have you seen from David just in the last game, practice habits in the last couple of weeks? Just how has he kind of handled everything?
Yeah, there's definitely been 2 improvements in my mind. Just the grit and toughness that he's played with since he got another chance, and his preparation last week was a lot better than I'd seen before. So he needs to keep doing those things, and just like everybody else on the team, I thought he made some really good plays last week. We missed on a couple of things that we had a chance to hit. So just consistency overall, but that goes for everyone on our team.
What kind of challenges do you think Gio Lopez presents to your defense?
Obviously he's a well-accomplished player. He can really throw it. He's also slippery. He can make plays with his arm and his legs, and anytime you play against somebody like that, it adds another level to what you have to defend. Just like us, I know they're trying to get better every week.
Following the events of this week, obviously it's on to the next game. How much do you lean on your player leaders and the team confidence to carry the team through a time like this?
Yeah, Miles has been an unbelievable leader for us. We have other good leaders on the team. They're learning to be leaders. I think in the meantime, the coaching staff's had to take that on quite a bit, but anytime it comes from the locker room, it's even stronger, and I think that's getting better every week too.
It's got to get bye week to get healthy a little bit. What is the overall health of the team? Are there any players that will be out for this game, or maybe the status of going forward?
Yeah, nothing really new to report as far as long-term injuries. We got some bruises and nicks like everybody else, but expecting everybody to be ready.
Where you look at quarterbacks and receivers, and you just mentioned there were some plays maybe that left out there last game. Are those guys getting more on the same page? Now there's some consistency if you're the number one quarterback, at least for now anyway. Are you seeing the chemistry improve then?
Absolutely. And I think that was inevitable regardless of who the quarterback is. It's just overall improvement as we go. You have a young team. I think our potential for growth is better than some other teams that are more experienced, and they're probably closer to what they can become. But it's a race for us to catch those people, try to pass some people. With the talent we have, I know we can do it, but it's got to be intentional focus on growth and improvement every time we're on the field.
You've got 3 games at North Carolina on tape. What catches your eye about them defensively and the way they match up with your team?
You know, they show a lot of traits. They're big, they're physical, they're multiple. You know, and they got really smart guys between Steve and Bill and others running the show. So it's going to be a challenge for us, and you know, we're looking forward to putting in the work starting today.
How do you plan to manage the snaps between Jaden Nixie and Miles Montgomery in that running back room?
Hopefully we have the ball a lot so we get a lot of chances to give it to them.
You were asked about the health a minute ago. Does that include Jaden Williams' availability? I know he had the thumb surgery.
Yeah, he's going to be able to be ready to go. You know, he's probably going to have a small splint on his thumb, but nothing that'll hinder him from playing the way he can play.
Coaches are competitive too. Anything a little added for you going against Belichick in the game?
No, you know, you've been in this business long enough. I got a ton of respect for Bill. I haven't spent a lot of time with him. Obviously, he's won more at the next level than anybody in the history of the game as far as championships. But again, this is a challenge for us. It's this game. We're going to focus on this. If we're rising and conquering and trying to get better every single day, then one game doesn't look any different than any other.
All right, thanks.